Back 2003, I received a videotape from Czech embassy in Belgrade. I was told that it is videotape about electrolyzer, and one group of people wanted to invest money if it is worth, and they asked for opinion. At that time, I used to get that kind of demands or order to make electrolyzer and something, so it was not strange in that time to get something like this. When I started video, I noticed it is about Joe Cell. I already knew for Joe Cells maybe from 1999. Yeah, 1999. And there was in Australia one website and forum owned by guy Jeff Eagle. I think that I said properly his family name. And his website was about energy, yeah, energy production, and some myths about energies. And I think that he changed several times the name of his website, and he finished with, I think the last was Energy 21. So I think that he was a good guy. I had a good, I think that we had a good relationship somehow. So, on his website, I when I worked with electrolyzer, as I said, I found the first time I heard for the Joe Cell, and I realized it is not for me because I was focused on hydrogen production. It was like main project, hydrogen oxygen, but it is something about something else. So I will tell you what there was chapter on that website with many articles, and when I think back, actually I knew very didn't read something that uh, came originally from guy Joe. Joe in that time hides was trying to hide his identity. Perhaps he was thinking about security reason, or maybe he don't wanted to be bothered by many asking call him. I don't know that. So what I will tell you now, it is what I read that someone wrote article. So if they, it is not correct, then I tell you not correct. So basically, Joe was from Australia, and he wanted, it is written, wanted to boil water on faster way in that time, and he got the idea to took two tubular tubes, different diameters, one inside of another. He connected to a battery charger, but not 12-volt battery. If I remember, it was minimum over 24, but maybe about over 40. And it was a tall, about 1 meter high. So for something, some machine, I don't know for what he used, maybe on the farm, if he lived on a farm. Uh, I don't know these details. And when he connected, he saw some white foam comes out from that electrolyzer, and he was thinking that he discovered something new. Uh, it's already was who wrote article. He wrote that Joe didn't have formal education in that direction. So to getting some, he get conclusion even he is not familiar with electrolyzers. That it is my conclusion after what is written that he was thinking that he discovered something new. Later will be about comment about that. And I heard that some videotape circulating around about how he make demonstration with on backyard with electrolyzer and different explosions when he feel balloon then pop up and something like this. But it is the first time when I got saw that YouTube wasn't in that time. It didn't exist exactly. And so that, and there is extraordinary claims later came. I don't know how he can, maybe on the beginning he came to idea to connect this device to car, like fuel saver. But I do not remember how he came. Does anybody explain how he came to idea for boiling water to connect to the car? And what is important to say here, and that it was written that Joe Cell connected output of Joe Cell in the carburetor inlet where air is go when air filter is to to mix with fuel drops from, and then even more they it says that on the end he didn't use ordinary fuel at all. He used that for drive car from that energy what comes out of this, and but he said it's not. He said it's not. It wasn't driven by hydrogen and oxygen. That's some new type of energy. Uh, so he put also on the output of just cell a rubber uh, cork, something like cork, for seal output, and that rubber he connected on the put on the engine. Uh, so when engine, especially when they was very old cars, so there was high vibration, and then I think that they said that engine made by iron cast will absorb that energy for, let's say, for 2 months, and then it can run without fuel at all. For aluminum aluminum cast, it will absorb much faster, let's say 2 weeks, something like this. So extraordinary claims. Then on the forum was so many people talking about Joe Cell in that time, and it's happened that only people in Australia can make successful replica. No one out of Australia never made in that time. Pardon. In that time, nobody made successful replica. I received even offers from some guys from Australia to help me. They offered, not I didn't ask help, to make consumption 70% down. I did, but they asked money, of course, and I didn't accept. And There was one guy, PhD, physics PhD from US, who was interesting to know, is it something real or it just a scam? And he and me, we shared our ideas what could be possible, but what is for sure scam. Um, and there was something like John Never, that high secret, actually, that Joe high secret, and classic. It's classic. I mean, then everybody tried to find what is secret behind that. So there was proportion between orbits of planets in solar system, about golden ratio, about pi ratio. So many others' idea was published, people was thinking, but no one make it works. So I emphasize here, Joe took two tube, different diameters. He took ordinary plain water, what he get near hands, and connect to the battery charger. Nothing special, no special tubes, just ordinary tube that he had at home or in workshop. There, and he discovered that and he ran the car. Now, there is on that website was one chapter about Alex Schiffer, who was a leading promoter of Joe Cell. Like he knows what you need to do, and he published very precise manual what you need to do to get it to work. If you not do like he described, you made mistake. That's in the end it will not work. So the story, listen this, opposite than what Joe did. He he put in that manual that you need to choose right material. For tubes, he wrote that you need to use stainless steel, but not any type. You need to use, I think, 303. And after that, you need to polish. But he suggested if you're not in good mood, if you're under stress, if you're upset, then don't polish them. You will polish tubes when you are feel relaxing, then you are good mood, something like this. And when you are making polishment, then you need to make not aggressive, nicely, whatever. Then you need to find the water, not from the top or from the well. No. You need to go to distant stream far away from, let's say, from civilization, from the villages, from the town. And he called that water virgin water. So you need to, and it must be running water. That's why I said stream, not standing water like lake, water. It must be running water. And you need to find the position, part of stream that is not polluted by human things, whatever, and that you find a position of stream where part which is exposed, no shadows, something exposed to the sunlight, to the sun directly, and where is many vortices on the way water is flowing. So, but you need to get with you wooden barrel and a wooden kitchen spoon, bigger one, whatever, something similar like that. No metal barrel, no plastic. It must be wooden. And then you need to grab and fill barrel with that water, virgin water. When you did that, you disconnected virgin water from the ground, from the soil, and then you will running of time because that water will lose properties of what that things, whatever it is. To you need to go to your workshop, but there is a problem. There could be a problem, pardon, that you need to drive nicely to not shake water. It's not good for virgin water disconnected from the ground. Then you need to avoid power lines on the way to home or workshop to avoid field, electromagnetic field from power lines to not cut water to not cut that electromagnetic fields from power lines. So you need to go out. What is the situation on terrain? When you go home in workshop, then you need to charge, not waste your time. You need to charge for charging. He suggested 1.5 volts battery or 12-volt battery via resistor. But because the water, clear water, has very high resistance, and then it will not draw enough current for charging. It will draw very low current for charging. Pardon, I didn't say you when you come to workshop, you need to prepare yourself with that water. So, and to get resistance low, he suggests to add vinegar. I have no comment for this nonsense. Sorry that I'm saying that, but it is just BS. Voodoo things just give you details, obstacles that you cannot get, and then that's why you're not getting results. But see, nonsense. Virgin water, blah blah blah. But on the end, he put vinegar. So if it is true what he said, then vinegar kill everything. So why he didn't put higher voltage or lower resistor, and then no need to put any electrolytes. So Alex Schiffer, I don't know, maybe he's not alive anymore, but it is. Oh, I even put him in a video that he do not reserve. Okay, so it is that part of what I knew about Joe Cell. When I start video, I saw that there is several videos connected, filmed in a different time, mostly about 1995. So, I mean, it started maybe 1993 to 1996, something like this. First video on that videotape is Joe make on front make presentation to small group of people, maybe 4 people total, including guy who recording with camera, on front yard, someone your front yard from house, in plastic pots. He put a not tubular device. It was similar like brown gas generator with plates. So and he connected like this, and there was how it works. It is actually serial electrolyzer, uh, and just on end connect to positive negative, but the plates between produce bubbles as well if they are not connected, so-called not connected, galvanic not on galvanic way they are not connected, and they was fascinated what they are seeing. And he described, if you do that, then you will get this, and so on. Second video was in Joe backyard, or his workshop. He was in first and second video. He was much younger, and he make presentation with Joe cell, not like where he described. So with tubular device, and over there he used that big one. I don't know, for some reason 40 volts in my mind, but I don't know if there's any machine for 40 volts. Maybe I do not remember well, but it's over 24 volts. And how he connects, how then he fired the bubbles, and you can hear different explosion and even different color of gases when explode. Then he used balloons to fill up with hydrogen and mixture, and did the same, more powerful and something, but different. You see that there is a really differences between explosions. And he has some theory what he discovered, what he believes that he discovered. Third video is presentation with Joe's cell connected to the car, and there was how he connected that he drew the car in the village or town, I don't know where, and then was outside. It is that, and finally is when he's a little older than in first 3 videos, and it's a much better workshop, much better workshop. And then he started to speak about theory, how the current is flow. Now, how we are learning from the school that current is going. He said the current goes like this, like this. That part I will not comment at all. There. So let's make my comment about his discovery. So presentation when he amazed 4 people on the front yard is completely classic. So Joe didn't know what he was thinking that he discovered. Completely classic, just even it is very bad electrolyzer, because then he was just talking about electrolysis, not about energy, some strange, and just about electrolysis. So because he didn't isolate it. So the current was very, the work was not efficient at all, like electrolyzer. And everything what he described is known, but for him it was great discovery, as I understood. It's, it's going to be common that people, when step in territory which is not their familiar, and when they notice something what them logic or level of knowledge from that territory, uh, they notice, then they believe they discover something that nobody ever knew in the world, that they discover something substantial. Uh, it is not critics. It happens to me as well, some to many people. So when you're dealing with something that you're not familiar too much, when you does the same where you're familiar, then it's a problem. But when you think that you discover something radical, wait with publication. Not that someone will steal your idea. Wait to not be laughed. Understand? People will not take you serious. Whatever. So it is the first part of video. Second part video in the back yard of his our workshop. It is also classic that Joe didn't know. There is it could be several ways to explain this. I will use in this video just one, which is for sure take place. I think that many of you familiar with bell curves. So it look like shaped like bell. So it is minimum for two parameters and proportion between them. So it follows that curve. Let's say for resonance, electromagnetic resonance, or let's say if you want to find the best percentage of sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide for electrolyzer, what is the same the best percentage? So when you have water and let's say you start with 5%, 10%, how you increase the percentage of electrolyte, you are getting better and more efficient electrolyte to one, but it follows that curve. It's not like sine wave, it is like bell. And when you got here, when you increase forward, then you will decrease efficiency. So it is for many things. Why I'm saying this here? Many people always think if you not go through the bubblers, many lines of bubblers, output of your electrolyzer will be oxygen, hydrogen, and water vapor. So why I'm saying it is very important here, and will give you explanation. About 100 years ago, chemist H.B. Baker, his occupation from Oxford, his occupation was about drying substances and also and gases as well. So he found he used to dry some substances even 1 year. So he dedicated his life to that, to this research. And he found that any flammable gas you will not burn or burn if it is perfectly dry. Uh, even maybe you will get very hard to make it to burn, or even mm, no way. So he conducted test with two lines of drying gases, oxygen separately, one line for oxygen, one line for hydrogen. So he had two lines, oxygen for oxygen, drying oxygen, and one line for drying hydrogen. Basically, it is Alex Dumas drying lines, let's say. H.B. Baker was so obsessed with drying that he had that it had nickname Dry Baker. So what he found, so on the end, he got on those two lines, he got almost perfect hydrogen and almost perfect oxygen. Then it go into flask where is two electrodes connected on high voltage. So he filled that flask, also was perfectly dry, and connected high voltage to get spark. He didn't get explosion. He confirmed his theory statements. But evidence that he got water was on inner wall of flask was drops of water. So he made it very famous experiment and successfully. But he made a proof, but by making proof, he opened the question because there is a water drops on the inner wall. So it tells that there is a water vapor in this that flask now. Why it's not exploded then when it formed uh, water drops. And I don't know, does anybody solve that problem? I am telling you what was conclusion then, or idea that water is almost crystal, so-called crystal clear, very clear water. Something is wrong with that. I mean, not wrong. It open another. If it is that, then we open another question. Why? If water vapor works like catalyst for combine oxygen and hydrogen, like platinum is doing, but over here so-called water is doing. But when water is clear, there will not be explosion. So seems that water is not catalyst. Something else works like catalyst because he used perfect dried. What left? It can lead us to one quote. One famous chemist has nice quote, but not so nowadays. It is also 100 years ago. He said, water is compounds of oxygen and hydrogen and something third, then we don't know what it is. I'm not sure that it is still valid to say, but maybe that third things does what Joe Cell thinks that it does. Or anyway, maybe that so-called third thing is the reason why we get explosion or why the flame gas burning. By the way, chemists from a long time ago have doubted that formula for water molecule 2H2O is not correct, but it's not subject of this video. So what I'm saying that how Joe changing input to his tubular device in his workshop, the second part of the video, he changing the current, changing the current, increasing the water vapor, and then it follows that curve. So when there is no on the bottom of that curve, when it's no water present or something third, no explosion. How you changing proportion gases and water vapor, a different explosion you will get. To get optimal in the peak, when you continue to give more and more vapor, percentage in vapor, you will have less lower explosion. Or when you increase too much, you will not get explosion at all again. Why? Now it's too much vapor or something third. When I work with plasma electrolysis, I usually work with open reactor because we have a powerful plasma under water in electrolyte, and water is dense in whatever, and so so powerful, so many bubbles, and if it is closed reactor, then it may ignite gas above and make explosion. It happens. When I needed to measure what is gas production for that electrolyzer, I was under stress to conduct that test because I was that maybe I will get explosion. When I worked that, I noticed that there was arcs above level of electrolyte, where is the gases and too much vapor. And there between two part in the glass, it was glass reactor, and for outside we see inside there is arcs but no explosion. Why? Too much water. Now about Joe itself. Pardon, I didn't finish. About presentation with Ka, that I will just say, for me, it wasn't convincing. Nothing convincing. If I will not tell you, if you do not understand language, what he's speaking, you will not know that it is about driving car without fuel. So that's why for extraordinary claims, you need extraordinary proof. So first of all, if it is almost over 30 years how he so-called discovered this device. I know the story that he's not interested to get patent, to not to sell. It could be true, but it could be that he realized that he made mistake. It's also will be the same. Oh, instead to say sorry, people, I made mistake. I created my meat. Sorry, mistake. It's my okay. again, it's speculation from my side, but I have critics. For 30 years, it is not rocket science. Rocket science. Why he didn't learn basic to see that what he is doing is nothing ordinary. Um, just to separate these things, that why he didn't make proper test. Where is this device or devices? Where is the devices from uh, Alex Schiffer? From many Australian people, they are still buying the fuel, even there's so many Australian so-called um, made this. And on the end, so my vote, nothing. It's that myth is false. It's not. I know, but you can have your opinion. I said my opinion. If you want, put in comments your opinion or open debate. Uh, I'm welcome for that. If I would like that someone will convince me that I'm wrong. So basically, that's it. Thank you.